What up, everybody? I'm on here from Advanced Motorsports. Due to the whole COVID deal, we gotta wear the little mask. But good news, since it's just on YouTube, we can go ahead and take it off. Okay, so check it out. Today we're gonna show you guys how we're gonna do the oil change on a Sea-Doo Spark. Okay, pretty much is the same for all the models. In this Sea-Doo Spark, we've already went ahead and took off the top body on it. Generally, to do the oil change, you really don't have to take the whole shell off. But since we already did, because we're going to actually do a full service on it and change the spark plugs, it's a lot easier for us to show you, alright? So keep it at, turn around, look at this out. Okay. Alright, so this yellow deal, this is your dipstick on your ski. It's located on the right hand side of the rear of the jet ski. You go ahead and remove the dipstick, which actually tells you the level for the oil too. Okay, and then you go ahead and get a vacuum pump. A manual vacuum pump's perfect, like this. You go ahead and you get your line, you feed it all the way in till it hits the bottom of the engine. You'll feel it, and then right off of there, then you could start pumping your pump, and it'll start to suck all the oil out of the actual engine. Okay. In this situation, you can see where, if you look over here, you'll be able to see all this line is black like that because that's the oil that's dirty, that's already coming out, that we started pumping a little bit earlier. Okay, so this is step number one, is just to get all the oil out of the motor. Once this thing is done, it's like a straw. It'll start slurping. You'll start hearing that it's just got nothing coming through. You know it's already emptied out. And then the next step is going to be to go on the other side, and we're going to change out the oil filter. Alright, so like I said, after you start pumping that oil, you go on to the actual left side of the ski, and we got to remove the cap off the oil filter. Come on over right here, down here. Okay, these three bolts, I already took one out. It uses a Torx, it's a E8, that's the number. Look at the tip, it's like a star tip, right? Okay, so let me show you. Just go in here. If you have a nice snap-on gun, great. If you don't, just a nice toolkit will do. Make sure you save your bolts, put them off inside of the hull, you won't lose them. And then from here you just need a little rag so you can catch any oil that comes out. I would usually like to put it all the way around and kind of, so you see what I'm saying? See the oil just popping out like magic, right? And then right here in the same spot, just get yourself a little pick so you can pick the actual filter out. You know, kind of let it drain out a little bit, and then with that same vacuum pump you got, we go ahead and we're gonna drain out this oil that's in here because it's actually dirty, and we're gonna replace it with a new filter. Let me go ahead and get the filter and get that going. Okay, now we got the new oil filter. Okay, it's we usually go with all the BRP of the factory. Okay, part number is 420956123 for those of you guys who would want to know. Pull out the new filter, get it going. I already cleaned out the cover. Make sure the gasket, the O-ring on there is good. If it's good to go, just put it back in. If you prefer to buy it, just buy it off the factory. Very simple, just press it in. Now it's centered in. And then just put your cap on it. Carefully, you don't want to pinch that O-ring. Slide it on. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to torque it right now. Okay, so now with your Torx, after you set up, you just lightly reach all the bolts, right? You don't want to pinch that O-ring. Now that it's lightly on, just make sure that everything around looks good, that the ring doesn't look like it's popping out, the O-ring. You're going to get your Torx wrench so you can torque down the bolts to factory specs. So just research that. I don't want to shoot a number and then, you know, have that out. Just go ahead. But with my Torx, I already know pretty much where we're at. Torque it down. When it beeps, you know it's set. You don't want to over time them because you could strip the bolts, or you could just press down too hard where next time you can't really take it off. Okay, so I double check, get that going, and the next step here is just going to be filling in the actual oil, and that'll pretty much do it for us. So I'll get that set up for you. I'll show you how to do that right now. Alright guys, so now that we pretty much got this down, no more oil coming out of here. It's pretty much, that was it. I put a rag in it to hold the line in. What we're going to do now, and we already showed you how to install the cover on the filter, oil filters in, we're ready to go. Now it's time to go ahead and get your funnel. Make sure it's a nice clean funnel. Set it up on top. This jet ski will take 1.9 liters, so about 2 quarts. Book recommends synthetic. You can do semi-synthetic, a blend, but it just depends on what brand you want to carry. So if you want to go with factory, go ahead and do factory, but 2 quarts, okay? So, all right, so just go ahead, nice, smoothly let it go in. I always like to raise the funnel a little bit off of the tip so it allows air to come through, because sometimes what will happen is you lock it all the way down and it doesn't breathe out and it just bubbles out and spits the oil back at you. So once you pour one down, the second one you're pretty much going to be at 2. What I like to do, once I get the 2 in there, I like to start the ski and let it run through. Generally nothing will happen if you fire it up for 30-40 seconds and then turn it right off. Okay, I'm going to show you how to check your dipsticks next. Okay, alright, we're back. So pretty much this is your dipstick. You have a min and a max. You want to be right around in between both of these, or no higher than max. You go ahead and you put in your dipstick, turn it in, it snaps in, pull it, turn it around, pull it back out, and look at the mark. Can you see it now? Look at where we're at. We're right underneath the max. Perfect. Okay, after this what I'm going to do is just wipe it, make sure it's nice and clean before I dip in the dipstick. Make sure it's secured and locked. Fire it up, run it for about 30-40 seconds just so it gets into the oil filter in case we need just a little bit. But it's going to be perfect because I just did 2 full quarts and it'll drop in between the min and the max. Alright guys, well that is it for us here at Advanced Motorsports. Don't forget to tune in, subscribe, turn on the ringer so you can get notified of all our new videos. So don't forget to follow, and at the same time shoot us some reviews on Yelp and thumbs up this video and like and share. And don't forget, Advanced Motorsports is your best spot here in San Diego. You can also call us, send us an email, text us with any inquiries, no matter where you are in the world. We can go ahead and share some of our knowledge. Thank you guys. Herman Ramirez from Advanced Motorsports checking out. Peace.